Today, this is my new website, by the way, so it might look a bit different from the past tutorials that you may have seen or may not have seen, in which case you should probably go check them out. But this is my new site, and these past couple of days I have been creating snazzy images for them. So I'm going to give you an introduction to Canva. So I have Photoshop, but I also use Canva for most things. So Photoshop is really only for stuff that I really want to be specific with. So if I need to mirror something, or if I need to really crop something or really edit an image, then I'll use Photoshop. But for the most part, I think pretty much every single image I've used on this site has been made with Canva. And if you have never been introduced to Canva before, this will blow your mind. So this is Canva. It is a free to use online graphic creation tool. And it is just at www.canva.com. I will put a link down below. You can purchase premium, which gives you access to a load of other premium features and little illustrations, images, themes, all of that stuff. But I'll show you in a little bit what I mean by that. So when you log into Canva, you get all of your images which have been made down here, and then up here you can choose a template. So if you go on more, if you can hear something whirring, by the way, it's my MacBook Pro, which has decided to get really hot all of a sudden. Come on. Okay, so if you click on more, it will show you all the different kind of dimensions and templates that you can choose from. So you've got stuff like Twitter posts, social graphics, Pinterest graphics, Facebook posts. If you want to make a document, so say you wanted a letter, or you've got to make some sort of magazine cover, or you can even make your resume in here. If you were like designing something print-wise, there's loads of stuff in here as well. So you've got a yearbook in there. If you were creating a presentation, you've got that as well. Letterheads you can do. And then this section here, which is blogging and ebooks. So if you were going to self-publish, say like an ebook on Amazon or something, and you needed a cover making for it, you can do that for yourself in here. And you've got all of these to play with. You can even make infographics, which if you ever see an infographic on my site, it will be made with Canva. Which is super, super handy, so that's wonderful. But the most part I tend to use, actually I just want to show you a bit more down here. I want to show you all that it has to offer. So the social media and email headers are also something that I use quite a lot. So YouTube channel art, Twitter headers I use, what else do I use? Facebook covers I use, Etsy shop icon I don't tend to use, but if I ever need a really square image for whatever reason, so for example on my Facebook page I've got images for my services on my Facebook page, so that was what I used in this. So sometimes I just guess the kind of dimensions, sometimes I can use these as a template, but it depends what I'm making it for. So on the whole, if I scroll back up to here, these tend to be my most used. So I have Pinterest graphic, YouTube thumbnail, and Twitter post. So for the most part, I will use YouTube thumbnail for these images. So if you go on this one, so this is, should you choose Squarespace or WordPress? My throat. It's snowing here in Manchester. I think I've become diseased. So yes, this was made in Canva, and it is the YouTube size because I kind of like the dimensions. You can of course choose whatever size you like, but this is the one that I kind of felt fitted better on my page and was kind of like a nice size. It wasn't too big, it's not too small. I can get my point across quite quickly. And then if I scroll down, I have this, which is an infographic image, which also was made in Canva. And if I keep going down, I also have this Pinterest image. So what I tend to do is try and have one YouTube thumbnail image, which is my main blog image, and then I have a Pinterest graphic in there as well, so that I can pin that on Pinterest and it will link back to my site, and it just kind of is a way to promote my blog a little bit more on Pinterest. So if I have it in my actual blog post, it makes it a lot easier for me to just pin that image, and then it automatically just creates a link to my blog. So what we are going to do is I am currently making a blog post. It took me a long time to say that. So I'm just going to open YouTube thumbnail and I will show you the features that Canva offer. If you've never used Canva before, honestly, it is the easiest to use thing in the world. I don't know what I did before it. It is an absolute dream if you need to create images. So when you open whatever dimension template you choose to use, you will get a whole list of themes and templates that you can choose from. So if you click on this, it will import it into there and then you can just edit as you go. So the one thing I would say to look out for on this is if you hover over it, you'll see this little dollar symbol. If it has the little dollar symbol, it contains something that you will have to pay for. So in this case, it is the image. So you can see the watermark here and all the crisscrosses and stuff. So that tells you what is on this template that you will need to pay for. So if you want to try and avoid that altogether, you can always have a look for, oh, there you go, it says free there. So if you click on that, you can literally just edit this. If you wanted to use this whole background and everything, you can just double click on the text and just type in whatever you want and just edit that, and then you've got it kind of all done and dusted, and then you just download it, boom, got it. So if you look out for the free templates, they are the ones that are easiest to use. Of course, if you, for example, really liked, so if you really like this one, because you liked the font and you liked the layout of it and blah, 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 but you obviously didn't want to pay for this, then you can just delete image and then put your own image in there. So you don't have to use the paid features and stuff that's already in it. You can just delete them and put your own stuff in it and keep the kind of overall template of it. Does that make sense? I feel like it makes sense, but I'm not too sure if it does or not. So what I tend to do is sometimes I will scroll down and find one that I really like the look of, and then I'll just put my own image in, I'll put my own text in. Or if you didn't want to do any of that, you can just, let's just delete all of this in here. Boop. There we go. And then you can just put your own images in. So over here, if I go down to uploads, I've got all the images that I tend to use for both my marketing blog and for my lifestyle blog as well. So if you wanted to use your own image, literally just upload your own images. If you have sourced any images from the internet, disclaimer, you need to make sure that they are license free and Creative Commons. So they need to be able to be modified and used commercially. So if you wanted to make sure that you do anything like that, I actually have a resources page on my website that lists a load of websites that you can go on to get free licensed images. So you're not going to get a bill through the post that says, do you have used our image and we demand £5,000 because you've used it on your blog. So make sure you use license-free images. You can find tons of them on the internet. You can find them on Flickr. If you are still unsure, go over to my website. There is, if you go into resources, there is a whole list of free-to-use image sites on there. And I've also gone through how to source images from Flickr as well. So if you wanted to see any of that, you can go over there. So yes, these are the images that I tend to use. I use these ones the most down here. So if you go on my site, you will see all of these wonderful things. Let me go back on. If I go in my work with me page, it should be on there. Hold on 1 second. There we go. And there is the background image that I use. So if I go back on here, that's that image here. So that is what I tend to use. And then if you go on elements, you can add loads of different stuff to your thing. So if you wanted to add an image as the background on this, I will go through in a bit more detail how to specifically make blog images and stuff. So this is just a quick run through and an instruction to Canva. So don't get too terrified. But if you wanted to add an image, you can literally go on grids, drag that over. So you just drag and drop everything. And if you wanted, so let's use this one and do that. And then you can literally just build up using anything on here. So you've got free photos. So again, anything that says free, they are free to use. They are license free. Go ahead, do what you will. You're not going to get a huge copyright bill if you use any of the ones that say free. Again, if they've got a little $ in, it does mean that you have to pay a fee. So it is completely up to you. Sometimes I've bought like little bits that I really wanted to include in my images, but for the most part I use Canva completely on a free basis, so it's easy to use. Grids is so you can put images on. So say if you were going to create a collage like on your phone or something, and you just like drag and drop, so it makes it how you like it, like little frames and templates and stuff. That's what grids are. Then if you go on frames, that puts in like little triangles or makes it snazzy, puts this bit in so you can put text down here and all of this. So that is frames. Shapes is put any shape you like. So usually what I will do is I will shove a triangle on there. There we go. And then that pops up. Then you can change the color of it up here. So if I put like a pink one on, that change the color of that. And then what you can also do is change the transparency up in the right hand corner as well, so you can move this up and down if you wanted. You can also add in hyperlinks. This only tends to work if you're going to download and save the image as a PDF. If you save it as a JPEG or a PNG or something, the links don't tend to work. So it's only if you're creating like a PDF, say if you're creating like a document or some sort of downloadable, then you can shove a few links in there as well, but just a general overview. So yeah, so you can put whatever shapes you like, you can twist them round, you can resize them, like this, shove that on there, blah, blah, blah. This is just a quick run through. If you go back on elements, you can also add in lines. So you've got a whole host of lines down here, little flourishes you can add to your image as well. Let's go back up. Illustrations, you can put on little images. In here, again, the free symbol you can use completely for free. You don't have to pay for them. You can also type in here something that if you're looking for something specific, then you can choose between photos or illustrations. Usually I'll use illustrations. And then see where the little crown is. If you have Canva Pro, then you can use these. If you do not, you cannot use them. So that's another little symbol to look out for. But yeah, most of the time I just use the free ones, which you can see here. And they're not in order, but if you have Pro, you can actually filter out the free ones from the paid ones. And some of them will actually say how much they cost as well. So for $1 you can purchase whatever the hell this is. And then if we go back on elements, go back here, we also have icons. So if you were creating anything where you need just like a simple vector image or icon image, that you can find in here. Again, you can change the color of these as well, so don't be put off if it's like, oh, it's a pink arrow but I need a green arrow, because you can just change the color, it's fine. So that is icons. And then you have charts, which I have never used before, but if you were doing something quite technical or analytical, then you can always put that in as well. You got like fancy Venn diagrams and like circles of things and other charty things that I don't know how to use. You can have like a pyramid scheme, but yeah, so that is that. And then I love Canva, which is the last one, which is just a whole load of Canva-y branded things that you are free to use. If you are doing something about Canva, like I will be doing once I post this video live, and I'll put a blog on my blog, and I'll probably dip into here to get a few Canva images. So that is pretty much everything you can choose from for elements. Next is text. So if you use Blogger or WordPress or anything like that, you might know about header tags. So there's H1s, H2s, H3s. That's pretty much what this kind of represents. So it's a heading, a subheading, and then body text as well. You can also choose between some of these templates down here, which have allocated fonts and font sizes. So if you click on this, it will actually show up on your thing, and then you can just edit as you like, or you can just add in text, whatever you kind of want to use. We move this out the way. You can just type in here, whatever, or if you wanted to use like a pre-set up thingy, then you can also use this as well. Much like Photoshop, you can change the font, so all your fonts and all that kind of text formatting is up here. So you have a massive list of fonts up here. The ones that you've recently used whilst in this document will be listed up here as well. So if you click on a template, for example, in like the layouts, if you click a layout specifically, the fonts that layout uses will be in here. So you can use the same fonts, or you can choose a whole different plethora of fonts. And then you also have your font size, your font color, which is up here. Some fonts will be able to be made bold and italic. If they're not, then they'll be grayed out and you won't be able to click on them, such as this. You can choose formatting. So do you want to align it left? Do you want it centered? Do you want to align it right? You can choose uppercase or lowercase. So if you click that, it will make this automatically uppercase. You can add in bullet points if you need to. You can mess about with the spacing, so letter spacing I tend to use quite a lot. Line height as well, and anchor text box, so whereabouts in the text box do you want your text to lie. So usually if you have something like this, then you'll use this part here as well. You can also copy, so if you wanted the exact same text, exact same font, same sizing, all that jazz, just copy and then it will copy it over for you as well. So that is pretty much that. You can also arrange it, so if you wanted your text behind an image, so if we put that, hold on one second, if we shove that on there, so we're putting our text on top of our triangle element that we put in. If we wanted the text behind the triangle element for whatever reason, then you just change the arrangement and then it will go behind the element there. And again, you can change the transparency and also make it a link. If you wanted to delete it, you just click delete up there. And you can also add as many of these in as you like. So just add new page. So if you were making a whole load of blog images that needed the same text and font, and stuff like that, layout images, just add new page, and then it'll be super easy to just copy everything over that you need to use. So that is pretty much it. I mean, you can change the background color, all that stuff, search for things, and then undo things. They have help, they can share them. So once you're done, if you wanted to save it, you click, first of all you need to name it. So if you click on here, then you can just name it in here and that will save there. Download, and then you'll be able to choose what you downloaded as. So I will usually do PNG, but you can download as a standard PDF or a print PDF, a JPEG, and then you can also, if you've got multiple pages, choose which pages you download. So yes, that is pretty much it for a Canva overview. I will go in more detail about what you can do specifically, how I make my images specifically for different things like Facebook ads, PPC ads, stuff like that, because there is so much that you can do. If we go back here, there is just absolutely everything you could possibly dream of. So I will go over more specific things of how to use it for social media, how to use it for blogging, or how to make downloadable stuff with it as well. But the opportunity is endless when using Canva. So that is it for this tutorial. I hope that quick overview was handy and I've introduced you to something that will change your blogging existence. I really do hope so. If you enjoyed this video and all the other tutorials that you've seen from me so far, please remember to subscribe. That would be wonderful. For more tips, tricks and tutorials, you can also head over to my website, which is listed below. And that is pretty much all I have to say. So I will see you very soon. But you won't see me because I don't have a camera to film myself. But I'm here. You can hear me. And that's all that matters. So that is it. Thank you for watching. I hope I helped. And goodbye.